Deep underground in an undisclosed location, Tribe Comics presents The Green Hornet 1966 TV series. The Green Hornet is an American action television series that aired on the ABC network in the 1966-1967 television series, starring Van Williams as the Green Hornet, Britt Reid, and Bruce Lee as Kato. The single-season series premiered September 9th, 1966, and ran through March 17th, 1967, lasting 26 episodes. ABC repeated the series after its cancellation until July 14th, 1967, when the Green Hornet had its last broadcast on network television. With the later success of Bruce Lee as a premier star of the martial arts film genre, the series has become a cult favorite. Playboy bachelor and media mogul Britt Reid is the owner and publisher of the Daily Sentinel newspaper, but as the masked vigilante Green Hornet, he fights crime with the assistance of his martial artist expert Kato, Britt's crime-fighting partner, and his weapon-enhanced car, the Black Beauty, license plate V194. On police records, the Green Hornet is a wanted criminal, but in reality, the Green Hornet is masquerading as a criminal so that he can infiltrate and battle criminal gangs, leaving them in the incriminating evidence for police arrival. Beyond Kato, Britt's dual identity is only known to his secretary, Lenore Casey Case, and District Attorney Frank P. Scannion. Britt's motive for fighting crime was explained on screen. His father had died in prison after having been framed for a crime he did not commit. The character had originated as the star of a radio series from the 1930s to the 1950s, and had previously been adapted to movie serials, comic books, and other media. Owing in part to George W. Trendle and Fran Stryker having created all the central characters and developed the core formats of both radio shows, Britt Reid shares the same family name as the Lone Ranger, as Britt's father had been the Lone Ranger's nephew, Dan Reid. Despite character co-creator George W. Trendle's failed efforts to generate interest in the Green Hornet TV series in 1951 and 1958, the success of ABC's 1960s Batman series promoted the network to adapt the radio and movie serial character. The series starred Van Williams as the Green Hornet and introduced martial artist Bruce Lee to American television audiences as his partner, Kato. Unlike the campy and humorous Batman series, the Green Hornet was played straight. Though it was canceled after one season, Lee became a major star of martial art movies. Lee's popularity in Hong Kong, where he was raised, was such that the show was marketed there as The Kato Show. The Green Hornet and Kato also appeared in 3 episodes of Batman titled The Spell of the Tuck as a brief cameo, and A Piece of the Action and Batman Satisfaction, with Reid mentioning that he and Bruce Wayne had been acquaintances and rivals since childhood. Though the characters in the stories were all led to believe wrongly that the Green Hornet and Kato were villains, as on the Green Hornet the series, Roger C. Carmyle acted out of the show's real villain, who called himself Colonel Gum. With the later years of the radio version, Secretary Lenore Casey Case, played by Wendy Wagner, is again aware of Reid's secret, and that the Hornet also has a confidant within the law enforcement community, but now he is District Attorney Frank P. Scannion, played by Walter Brooke. This character was changed from the original police commissioner because the Batman TV series was already using a man in that post as the hero's official contact, and William Dozer, the executive producer of both programs, wanted to downplay comparisons between the two shows. Michael Axford, the bodyguard turned reporter of the radio series, is now solely a police reporter for the Daily Sentinel, the newspaper owned by Britt Reid, the Green Hornet. The first episode, The Silent Gun, provides a connection between the radio and TV series, as Axford reminds Reid of the old days when he lived in the same apartment with Reid's father, which hints that Reid's father may have been the Green Hornet of the radio series. In this series, Reid owned a television station as well. There were visual differences as well. Promotional artwork for the radio program and the comic book of the day depicted the Hornet wearing a mask that covered all of his face below the eyes. The two Universal Studios Saturday matinee serials contained a full face mask with eye holes, while Kato wore goggles. Here, both men wear masks that cover only the upper portions of their faces. These masks initially had a stylized angular that soon proved problematic. Neither man could see much. They were soon replaced with masks molded to the performers' faces. In a technological update, the Hornet carried a telescoping device called the Hornet Sting, which projected ultrasonic sound waves. He most frequently used it to open locked doors, although he was also seen using it to set things on fire, presumably by vibrating them and causing heat through friction, and to threaten criminals to get information. In the episode, The Secret of the Sally Bell, the Hornet used it to explode the thug's gun, causing the thug to fall and suffer a concussion, resulting in the criminal being hospitalized. He also had a Hornet knockout gas gun. The television version of Kato used green sleeve darts to give him a ranged attack so he could use to counter enemies, both at a distance and in hand-to-hand combat. The impression Bruce Lee made at the time is demonstrated by Kato's Revenge featuring the Green Hornet, a TV series tie-in coloring book produced by Watkins and Strathmore. Nikolai Rimsky-Korsavsky Orchestra Interlude Flight of the Bumblebee, used for the radio series, was so strongly identified with the Green Hornet that it was retained as the series theme, but was rearranged by Billy May, who had also composed the new background scores, and conducted by Lionel Newman, with trumpet solo by Al Hirt, performing a jazz-styled nickname, the Green Hornet. Each episode begins with the following monologue, narrated by producer William Dozer. Another challenge for the Green Hornet, his aide Kato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reid, owner-publisher of the Daily Sentinel. His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.